If you can dream it, it can become your reality. Welcome to Dream Catchers, where we meet entrepreneurs who have left their home country to move to Costa Rica and start a business in paradise. These are real people and their real stories behind following their dreams to a little Central American paradise and how they made it work despite the odds. Welcome to Dream Catchers Costa Rica.
Hey everyone, I'm Rebecca Clower with Dream Catchers Costa Rica. Welcome to another amazing episode. Today we are here in Huacas, Costa Rica in Guanacaste. We're going to be talking to Alaks Thompson, who's the owner of Boa Brewing Company. He's going to let us know how he made it happen here in paradise. Hey everyone, thanks for joining us for another episode of Dream Catchers. Today I have the pleasure of being with Alaks Thompson, who is the owner of Boa Brewing Company, also known as Brothers of Ale, here in Huacas, Guanacaste, Costa Rica. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Super pumped. When you said you wanted to do this, I was super excited.
Well, we're super excited to have you. So I have lots of questions for you today. My number one question, we'll have lots of them, but the number one is, when did you move to Costa Rica?
I moved to Costa Rica end of 2016.
Okay.
So December, Christmas Eve, a bunch of suitcases coming through the airport, getting stopped at customs. My first experience of, oh man, I guess you can't bring in 14 suitcases with you. But we made it through, and the adventure really began. So
that's all part of it. All part of it. So before you decided to come to Costa Rica full time, had you visited a lot, or did you just kind of throw a dart at a map and say, you know what, let's go? Or like, why Costa Rica?
Yeah, good question, fair question. So originally this concept of Boa was meant to be in New Zealand. So my plans were heading to New Zealand. I love my time over there, and I was coming up from South America. My sister was like, you should check out Costa Rica.
So you were going to bring this to New Zealand?
This is all meant for New Zealand.
Like halfway around the world, and now,
halfway around the world. Now I'm here.
Landed here in Costa Rica.
And built up from the ground up in rocking and rolling. Yeah.
And so it was your sister that suggested Costa Rica.
It was my sister. So I was working in South America, coming on up, and my family knew that I wanted to do this in New Zealand. My sister was like, hey, Costa Rica's a 5-hour flight versus a 15-hour flight. We were closer to us. Things just worked out better. So I came here in May of 2016. And well, you're in real estate, as you know. The stars aligned for myself. Found my property where I'm living at now, and found that the time was right for a great craft beer in Costa Rica. It was like kind of in its infancy still. So here I am, young kid still, in mind at least.
You're young.
And I moved over here and brought my life on.
That's awesome. So, good for you.
Yeah.
So can you tell me a little bit about what exactly inspired you to open up Boa?
For sure, absolutely. So I didn't study brewing as a college student or anything like that. I actually fell into brewing, home brewing with my buddies back home. So Boa, and I'm gonna give credit to my friends over there back home. We started a brew club called Brothers of Ale. We're all really close for I guess like basically brothers. So the concept of making alcohol was foreign to me until I was about like mid-20s, and I just loved it. So I loved home brewing. It was a great opportunity to bring us all friends together. And then next thing I know, I left brewing for a little bit to make wine. So I was making wine all around the world, but I always had this idea of wanting to do a craft brewery. It's a lot easier. You have a product in 14 days, and like wine, you have a product in 7 years plus.
Wow.
So
more efficient.
More efficient for sure. And a little bit more fun with that kind of environment. But yeah, it started as just like a home brewing, and then kind of moved on from there.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So what exactly does your business offer to clients? Say, why would somebody come to Boa?
For sure.
What are you offering them?
This delicious love in a glass.
Yes.
So I know that's going to be our berry infused beer for the purposes of today.
Cameraman loves it too.
Yeah.
For the
Cheers,
non-beer drinkers, this is vodka with kombucha.
Vodka kombucha.
Drinking it just for purposes of the show, of course.
Yeah, 100%. It's all research purposes. We offer a bunch. Originally, this was meant to just be a brewery, so that you guys are going to see as you've seen in some of the footage. Last year, things changed for everyone around the world, and so we were forced to actually get a restaurant permit so we can have people here on site. What that did, it allowed people to hang out here more. It allowed people to kind of sample in some of our cuisine, and the guys in the kitchen do a great job making a bunch of different stuff, and we try to keep the food interesting and fun and inexpensive. The beer is all made here on site with love, and then cocktails for people that don't drink, and then we have non-alcoholic drinks for people that don't drink as well. So on top of that stuff, you get brewery experience, and that's what we offer.
So you're covering all your bases. I like it. What are your hours of operation?
Hours of operation. We are finding that Tuesday through Sunday works best for us.
Okay.
It gives me a day off, but not really, because as you know, we're all working 24/7 anyway. But yeah, we are Tuesday through Sunday, 12 until 9.
Okay, perfect. Those are great hours. So can you tell me why you decided on this particular area?
This particular area, so you know the area, you know all the area in all of Costa Rica. Like Flamingo is expensive, Tamarindo is really expensive. Potrero is a great community, but Waucus was this like intersecting midpoint where, being that we wanted to have just a distribution-focused brewery, we decided it would be great. We can get materials in and out, trucks can leave, and people in transit can kind of pass on by. So as we found this property in the beginning of, end of 2018, beginning of 2019, we kind of had this vision of, why not do it here? All this checks off all the boxes. As you know, Brazilito Bridge sometimes gets a little bit backed up. So here we're at least in this midway transit point area, and we are fortunate enough to have like a lot of locals supporting us too. So get people from Tama, from even down south in Nosara coming on up.
Wow.
And up, yeah, so we get lots of.
So you get like true brewery,
true beer enthusiasts,
like foodie types, like people that are coming up from breweries. That's
for
awesome.
sure.
So you're grabbing people from all over the country.
Trying to, and internationally as well. People
Good
come in, it's
for
a good
you.
feeling.
That's amazing. What do you feel are the challenges in running a business in Costa Rica?
Challenges in running a business in Costa Rica. There are a few for sure, but not to be conquered. They can for sure can be conquered. For me, it can be anything. We were building from the ground up, so it wasn't like we entered into an existing facility. We built from the ground up. So in terms of challenges, it can be anything from municipal permits to construction to lawyers to providers. Everything can be a challenge, but I mean, what I give advice to people is, if you know what you want to do down over here, even if you just give yourself a little bit of thought, you can kind of cross up those challenges before they even arrive. So if you want to know who's providing the malt in the country, get ahead of it. Don't ask like right when you're ready to open up. So
do your research, basically.
Do your research, exactly. You know, try it out. Ask the questions. Even if you're wanting to do a brewery, come ask myself, ask the other area brewers to say, hey, where do you source from? What are some of the challenges? Like the guy right now is actually asking about, what are some of the taxation laws? And I say, ask my accountant because I don't know.
So basically, in summary, if you feel that if you have professionals helping you, if you ask the right questions within the community to other colleagues, that it shouldn't be such a brave task, let's say, to open up a business.
For sure. Costa Rica, as you know, likes to make easy difficult, but some of the more difficult things are done really easy. So if you do have those contacts and connections, or just ask the questions, next thing you know, you're going to have a breeze, because you'll know how to do this, how to do that, and at the end of the day, you're not going to be pulling your hair out like, why did I move here?
Yeah.
It is easy and it's fun.
For sure. So I always tell people, I'm like, things can be easy here if you make them easy, complicated if you make them complicated.
For sure.
Did you ever dream that this would become what it is? Because you said that obviously it was not the initial thought to have a restaurant. Now you have a restaurant. I always drive by here when I'm not here personally. I see that it's packed all the time. And so why do you think it's become so popular? Did you dream it would be this way?
No, so that's like, first and foremost, it was meant to be just distribution focused, so we were going to be doing deliveries from here. Then people had started approaching us in December of last year that they found out we were going to open the brewery. Are you going to have a tasting room on site? Asking the questions, how do we visit you? How can we have the experience here? And so I started thinking, okay, let's kind of build out this front spot for a bar, have some people. By necessity, we had the restaurant, but it's always an eventuality that in order to keep people here on, like any brewery or winery or distillery, you want to be able to offer some food so people can kind of relax and drink. And we are so fortunate to have so much locals here that bring their families too, that feel comfortable playing the games that we have, like the lawn games and stuff.
I love the games.
Yeah, they're a huge hit.
Games,
they are.
you got cornhole.
Like large
You got the golf
board,
thing, the Jenga. That's all sorts of stuff.
Cards.
So it's a great place for not just, let's say, one type of person. I mean, you basically have everybody.
Solo
here.
drinkers to families. We're here, old and young. Yeah.
You got Frankie coming. I just did an interview with Frankie. I'm just kidding. We're totally off topic. I was like, I'm interviewing this. They did really good.
Did they? Okay. We're gonna have competition.
Yes, okay. We're gonna have competition. But I'm gonna stagger the episodes so you don't guys. Yeah. What's happening? I was like, is it Monday?
I know.
I said, is it Monday?
Monday's everything.
I said, is Monday your drinking day?
Yeah, this is my refueling point.
Hilarious.
I'm driving a diesel and it takes an hour to get to the gas station. You have to go.
Are you
So I stop here and I refuel.
I love it. I'm going to advertise that. We should talk about refueling stations.
I like.
So despite all the challenges, bureaucracy, red tape, are you still happy that you started this?
So happy, super happy. Even despite last year, which crushed a lot of people all over the world, and here especially too, I feel really fortunate that we have great local support. I feel really happy that our product's being received well, a bunch of different styles for a bunch of different palates. And at the end of the day, I want to bring some more happiness to the world via this glass, and we're doing so. So check mark off. I'm good.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about your background? I know you said that this wasn't, your initial calling. What did you study and where are you from and all of those things that everybody wants to
The
know?
origin questions.
Yes.
I am from California originally, Southern California. Studied communications, advertising,
All right.
which didn't
It's just
really
like
help me.
brewing.
It's just like brewing, exactly. You know, didn't really help at all. Even when it comes to marketing and advertising, do minimal here, and then we do the rest, out of house. And I would say background, just I love being social. I love talking and mixing up with people. And when it comes to the beverage alcohol industry, it's fun to me. It's exciting. There's lots of really cool people. There's lots of really bad egos, but there's also just a fun culture of the people that come support you.
For sure.
That are the beer enthusiasts, the wine enthusiasts, the spirit enthusiasts. And so for me, as I progressed through my life, that's a different story, probably a different episode. We can talk about that origin.
Yeah.
I eventually found my way, or the way found me, to make beer. And again, it's a product that we can turn around really fast. It's a product that most people in the world enjoy. And I mean, it's just inevitable, I guess.
Can you educate us a little bit on the beer itself? You said it's
For sure.
it's a much quicker turnaround process than
Wine,
Than
for
wine.
example. Yeah.
So 14 days approximately.
People can make it in a lot less. Some people I've heard can make like a 7-day beer. Some people with lagering can be 1 month to 6 months before
Wow.
beer's ready. So depending on the style of beer, for sure it changes. We're at about 10 to 14 days for our beers. The lagers take a little bit longer, about another week or 10 days in tank.
So then you constantly have to be brewing, essentially.
Constantly have to be brewing. Yeah.
Now, you obviously serve the retail side of things here as people come to your establishment, but you also deliver,
distribute as well.
you
yeah.
also distribute.
So we have, right now we're fortunate we do mostly all kegs. We had a half pallet of some provisional bottles, but now we have about 40,000 bottles that are coming, which I'm really excited for. That's going to open up our distribution market, get some more beer in some more hands. These bottles are pretty unique too. So they are going to be screen printed bottles.
Okay.
With each individual style. We're going to start with 4. And what that meant to me was recyclability, the elegance of the bottle. There's so many factors that I'm excited to show the world with our bottles. And Costa Rica is very eco-conscious, so my plan is to include that in what we're doing over here. So our bottles, as we have a bottle recycling program, we'll be able to get those bottles delivered, take them back, clean them, sterilize them, and reuse them again, so our waste is minimal. We're not crushing up a can, putting it in a landfill, and being done with it. The only thing that we'll have is the little caps
Oh, I
on
think
top.
that's really amazing.
Yeah.
I think it's a good concept too.
Try to, but just wait until you have them. I'll get them on for you when they come here in about next month, in about 2 weeks.
Awesome. Can you tell me a little bit about your family?
For sure.
Are they here?
My parents are not here,
Okay.
no. So my parents still live in Southern California, happily married, as any married couple of 40 some years will tell you. My sister that I have, she lives in Tennessee with her family, and my brother, he has his wife and family in Southern California as well. So we're all kind of spread out. I was the black sheep of the family that just decided to travel and do other things, and for me, like, traveling is my favorite pastime. I'm excited to get back to it here soon enough, but yeah.
There's always
everyone's
a black
from the-
sheep. You're not the only
There's always a black sheep, for sure.
Somebody has to take the plunge.
Absolutely.
So what do you do when you're not working?
What is that?
I know. Everyone that I interview says, well, we're not supposed to tell people on this show that all we do is work, because
Yeah.
Costa Rica is about fun. So
For
we
sure.
do have some free time.
And I do joke. 'cause we do have
What's your passion here in Costa Rica?
For sure. Well, I will say first and foremost, the team that we have over there in the restaurant is fantastic. They do such a great job, so I am able to step away. So I do have free time. When I can, beach swims in the mornings. That's my exercise. That's kind of my free time. Or I'll walk the beach if I'm not feeling like a swimmer, if the current's too bad. Go to R&All. It's cooler. I like being cooler. It's green. A friend of mine has a restaurant there. It's wonderful, great food. So traveling around in Costa Rica would be my favorite hobby. If I can go visit a waterfall, if I can go visit a mountain or a hike, whatever it is, that's what I want to do. If I can sneak away for 30 minutes or an hour and a half or 3 days, that's my plan. Hot springs though, for sure too.
Hot springs are number 1 on my list. For
Yeah.
Sure.
Give me a cocktail and
Right?
I'll be chilling
Okay.
in the springs.
So how do you do it all? The big question. How do you do it all?
I think with any entrepreneur or that kind of spirited individual, you just want to take on everything. You want to make sure every aspect of your business is exactly how you want it to be run. So whether it's the construction plans that you're drawing up for your building or the menu that you're going to have for your restaurant, whatever it is, you kind of have to take the lead. And I found myself taking the lead for everything. When you get to a certain point, as you very well know, you need a team. And that's where you train the right people, you get them in doing things how you want it to be done, that are also able to reach out to the public in the way that you want them to as well. So doing it, you kind of have to a little bit early on, but then there does arrive a point when you're able to take a step back. But until then, you gotta put in the hours.
I get it. Trust me. I try to take a step back all the time, but it's not as fun.
Then fires back.
what is your vision with the business? Do you feel like this will be one and done? Do you feel like you might expand?
Good question.
Yeah.
People have asked that before as well, family, friends. Originally, this concept was meant to be in New Zealand, and I still want to do that over there. So maybe we'll see in the next, I don't know, 3 to 5 years, we'll do like a satellite facility over there, or have a distribution hub back in the States. But for right now, I think I'll try to get a handle on the business as it is here in Costa Rica, and have some fun, see how it expands, and then when the opportunities come to grow, see if we can increase and double our capacity, which we are bringing in more fermenters at the end of the year. As I mentioned, we're bringing in more bottles too, so our distribution and our production is going to increase, and what comes from that, we're going to see.
Only time will tell, as they say, right?
Yeah.
So how has Costa Rica changed over the years? I know you haven't been maybe here as long as I have, but even in a few years, every year Costa Rica is changing. So what have you felt like between even when you've been started to travel here versus now? Has it become easier?
So it has, I would say. Overall it has. There's some things that are ever changing, but in any country, like tax structure, for example, changes constantly. But I would say quality of life has only gotten better and better. When I first came down here, my motivation was for quality of life. That's what I wanted to seek, because yes, we work, but at the same time, we also want to have fun and we want to enjoy where we're at. But Costa Rica has gotten progressively better. I've only been here for about 5 years, so I've gotten the fortunate standpoint to be able to see the roads that are really nice.
Yes.
I haven't been here when they were all dirt roads from here to there.
No.
So I came in at a good time. Liberia Airport's a hop, skip, and a jump away, so traveling internationally is really close and easily accessible. Western goods, if you're worried about moving down here and not having access to your favorite kind of chips or cheese or whatever it is, you have companies like Automercado that can go, or ketchup, exactly. And restaurateurs and tour companies and businesses popping up that do cater to like an increased quality. Even when it comes to real estate, when I was first looking for this or the house, you have knowledgeable people and trustworthy people too. So I think things have gotten progressively better all around.
No, I think that things have gotten more professional.
Professional.
Maybe a little bit more North American.
American.
But in the end, I mean, I think that, you know, even little things like infrastructure, like you talked about, the internet quality, being able to get, you know, fancy digital cable, all these things that honestly, I just got fiber optic like a year and a half ago, and that was like the best thing ever.
Game changer.
Game changer. And I was like, wow, it's so fast, because I was used to like my 8 megs. So it's funny how we take things for granted.
For sure.
And I think it's progressed so much here, and it's obviously something also that proves to be an opportunity for us as entrepreneurs. So
100%.
I think you've done an amazing job here. I want to thank you so much for being a part of the show. And everybody out there, please like and subscribe to us, and definitely follow Alex and come see him here at the brewery. And we hope to see you in a future show.
No, stoked. Thank you so much for the
Thanks
time
so much.
and chance.
Bye guys, whatever you got. Cheers.